Не доехали. Вон. Фу!
The truce that wasn't a truce ended in Ukraine, and the things are back like before. On the Kursk front, Ukrainian units captured 9 Russian soldiers. The operation was carried out by the air assault forces. Although Ukrainian forces have withdrawn from much of the Kursk region, the fight is far from over. Kyiv's troops continue to mount attacks on Russian positions, carrying out daring missions behind enemy lines. These operations have not only disrupted Russian logistics, but also led to the frequent capture of Russian soldiers. Ukraine's military strategy remains dynamic, leveraging mobility and tactical raids to keep pressure on advancing Russian forces, even after territorial setbacks. Satellite images confirm a Russian production facility was destroyed beyond repair. Satellite images from Cyber-Baroshno show the aftermath of the strike on March 7, 2025, targeting OAO Konservsush-Prod, a manufacturer of military rations and canned goods for the Russian army. The production facility was critically damaged. Ukraine's 81st Airmobile Brigade FPV strike group, Apache, struck Russian infantry and shelters. Ukraine's 81st Airmobile Brigade is one of the most elite formations in the country's air assault forces. Formed in 2014, this brigade was quickly thrust into combat during the war in Donbass, gaining valuable frontline experience. Highly mobile and well-trained, the 81st specializes in rapid response, air assault operations, and urban warfare. It's composed of several battalions, including paratroopers and mechanized infantry, and often works alongside armored and artillery units. Since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022, the 81st has played a crucial role in key defensive battles and counteroffensives, especially in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. They've been praised for their resilience and bravery, holding the line under intense pressure and frequently operating near the front lines. With a reputation for discipline and toughness, the 81st Airmobile Brigade remains one of Ukraine's most dependable fighting forces, fast, flexible, and fiercely committed to defending their homeland. They're known for their ability to hold critical positions under extreme conditions, often turning the tide in some of the toughest battles on the Eastern Front. A short story of Russian equipment at the front. First, Russians boast about setting up electronic warfare systems and heading out on a mission. And the next day, they're already filming how their just-arrived vehicle is beautifully burning.
Вон, братан, смотри, что рэп ставим. Сейчас поставим рэп. Да полетим. О, сейчас, ай, здорово. Не доехали. Вон. Фу! Нива только с гумкой пришла. Жалко машину. Блядь, зато хоть живы все.
Back in March, 5 relatives of 3 Finnish soldiers who gave their lives defending Ukraine traveled to Kyiv as part of a trip organized by the Finland-Ukraine National Defense Association. The group met with Ukraine's Chief of Military Intelligence, Kirilo Budanov, who had the chance to express his condolences and had high words of praise for warriors from Finland.
Шановні рідні, близькі, воїни, які воювали за нас. Велика честь для мене і велика гордість за те, що ваші рідні і близькі воювали за нашу державу. Пам'ять про них назавжди залишиться тут. Ми завжди будемо пам'ятати про їх великий подвиг, який вони здійснили. Прийміть, будь ласка, наші співчуття.
A lot of Finnish soldiers who are fighting in Kursk, and do you have, how can you comment, are they good soldiers? Yes, we are satisfied with
Абсолютно.
absolutely.
Це не люди з інших, скажімо так, країн, щоб нікого не прожити.
Britain is set to significantly increase its weapons production in order to no longer rely on importing from the US and France. This comes as British and European defense companies move away from buying US-made weaponry and equipment due to concerns over President Donald Trump making the country an unreliable military partner. First reported by The Times, BAE Systems, the UK defense company, has been developing new methods to make sufficient explosives and propellants in the UK to meet the Ministry of Defense and export requirements. One of the ways the company, the largest defense contractor in Europe, is doing this is by creating sites across the UK to produce RDX explosives, which are used in 155mm rounds in British Army guns and weapons. It will also be seeking to build 3 new sites to add resilience and support our ramp-up of critical munitions production. According to John Healey, the Defense Secretary, the defense industry is the foundation of our ability to fight and win on the battlefield. He said, "Strengthening homegrown artillery production is an important step in learning the lessons from Ukraine, boosting our industrial resilience and making defense an engine for growth." BAE Systems said it has developed new methods to create the new weapons, describing it as an innovative way to keep up with demand while removing the need for nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin, which are high in demand across global supply chains. Previously, the company imported RDX explosives from 2 main sources, the US and France. However, it wants to be in a place where its munitions are deemed to be ITAR-free, meaning it can be bought and sold on without any restrictions from the US. Steve Cardew, the business development director at BAE Systems Maritime and Land Defense Solutions, said, "Our leap forward in synthetic energetics and propellant manufacture will strengthen the UK's supply chain resilience and support our ramp-up of critical munitions production to meet growing demand in response to the increasingly uncertain world we're living in. It also supports economic growth through high-skilled jobs and potential export opportunities." Russia attacked Ukraine yet again last night. In Odessa, 3 people are injured and a lot of damage caused to the city. In Sumy region, a person was wounded and homes damaged. Rescuers heard whimping under the debris in one of the homes. It was a little dog, safe and sound.
Ти її візьми так, морду прижми морду, я їй карабін відстігну, поняв? Ні, там треба карабін, прижми її морду. Елечка. Хазяйка, дивіться, забирайте, бо втече.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.